Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. So, today we're going to be talking about overcoming challenges in the digital space. But before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm the face of the Facebook business page, Sandy Caballero, Sandy to Empower Lives. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in United States. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother. I'm a digital business owner and mentor.
Good afternoon from Mexico. I'm coming live from Baja California Sur, but I'm originally from Kenya. I'm a hotelier by profession, a former hotelier by profession, and now I'm a proud digital business owner, and I'm the face behind Melissa Sony. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesday and every Thursday we have our live webinar. So if you want to know how you can start your online business and start earning online, you just have to register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So we have live webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. Um, but if you cannot make it to the live webinar, that's not a problem. There's always a replay, so you can catch the replay. So in this case, we're going to show you who were the panelists and hosts for the replay from last Thursday. Let's see who were those, the hosts and the panelists.
Okay, so for our last webinar, which was on Thursday, so these were the panelists and the host. We had Elena, who was our host, and she used to work 2 to 3 jobs, and now she's a job quitter because of this digital business opportunity that has given her the privilege to quit those 2 to 3 jobs. We also had Tatiana. Tatiana, by profession, she's a social worker. We have Kamitra. She's a former civil engineer. So I believe she's also doing this digital business. So she quit the civil engineer profession. And then we have Eliana. By profession, she's a project director and running this digital business.
Okay, so we also had Nancy. She's a cleaning services indoors and outdoors. Jen is a former mortgage specialist and realtor. Shirley is a healthcare worker, and Lillian is a data and analyst, statistician. So we have this is the replay from last Thursday. Remember, we have live webinars every Tuesday and Thursday, and we have those at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys don't have time to watch it during those hours, don't worry, you can register and we will send you the replay so you can watch it at your own time.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so we want to also tell everyone that our replays have subtitles in any languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Okay, uh, so like we have at the beginning, before we start on our live, we say every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Okay, so let's tackle obstacles together and turn them into a stepping stone for success. And that saying is really true. I mean, I'll give you an example of my online business journey. I'm here because of a setback. My setback was, my industry was on hold for a period of almost 6 months, like 6 to 8 months. And because of that, I turned that setback into an opportunity. And here I am today doing my online business, and being my own boss. So turn setbacks into an opportunity. Okay, so let's go and start into our topic. Hello, hello, digital warriors and futures entrepreneurs. and welcome to another empowering episode of Global Digital Success Talk. So, this week we are diving into a topic that every digital entrepreneur, eh, sorry, every digital entrepreneur faces at some point, and that is overcoming challenges in the digital space. So, whether it's navigating a new technology or managing your time or bouncing back from setbacks, challenges are an inevitable part of the journey. So, but here is the good news: every challenge holds a lesson and an opportunity for growth. So, today we'll share stories, our stories, because we have our stories in our journey, and strategies and actionable tips to turn obstacles into stepping stone for success. So let's start with, just give me a sec, bring that slide here. So like we mentioned, our topic is overcoming challenges in the digital space. And the question here is, so what's the biggest challenge you have faced in your digital business so far? So drop your answer in the comments and we would love to hear from you. Uh, I'm pretty sure that some of us, we have similar challenges. Um, so this digital uh, space is full of opportunities, but let's be honest, it's not without its hurdles. So challenges come in many forms. So for some, it will be like learning how to use new tools and platforms. Others will be like staying consistent amidst life responsibilities. Others will be like facing technical issues or algorithm changes. And for others will be dealing with self-doubt or fear of failure. So today's topic is overcoming challenges in the digital space. And today's topic's points is time management and balancing priorities, adapting to new skills and tools, and building resilience to overcome setbacks. So let's start with our first point. So time management and balancing priorities. So for this topic, we're going to be talking about batch your work, leverage automation, and setting boundaries. Okay, so one of the most common challenges we hear about is time management, and I'm one of those that has one of those issues. Um, so let's face it, balancing work, family, and personal goals can feel overwhelming. So here's how we have learned to stay on top of it. So we're going to talk first about batch your work. So dedicated specific blocks of time to similar tasks like content creation, admin work, or learning. This helps you focus and avoid jumping from task to task. So let's talk about this a little bit. So for me, yes, one of the things that I struggle is time management. I've been using my calendar and try to stick to it. But sometimes, it's kind of hard, but I'm trying to stick to it. And then I do batch it, um, like for example, I have my power hour morning in the morning, early in the morning. And then after that, I will meet with my mentee. And now, for this week, we started a new thing, uh, doing some training together as a group. Um, and then after that we have a break to do some things, and then we come back like later, to do some more training. So when you create those blocking times, it really helps you to keep on track and keep organized, and you create that balance too. So what do you think? Let me just say something here. Okay, so we have a comment here before we go into you girls. So we have a comment from Henry Harinda, and he say yes. Okay, thank you, Henry Harinda, for your comment and for watching. We also have we have an emoji from Ola Deluxe. Thank you for your emoji, and thank you for watching. Okay, so what do you think, girls, about the first one? Batch your work.
Yeah, I think it's very important, that we do that, but I'm still struggling a little bit with time management and trying to assign, like, I do have everything assigned, like time for this, time for that. But then what happens is I'm not done doing whatever I'm doing, and I have a bad habit of not being able to drop it, like just leave it and go to the next thing. But I'm working on it. I will say that it has gotten better than before, because I do want to have a schedule for everything, and really make an effort to stay to those times, because that way I can have a better control of my day and I can be more productive. But yeah, I'm bad about not being able to drop things if I'm not done and it's time to move on to the next thing. Uh, I know that last week, with my son, we started a new schedule and we added an hour there for reading. So, I'm reading a book, he's reading his book. We're not reading the same book, but it's time for reading. It's time for us to invest in more, in more skills, more knowledge, whatever. So I'm really sticking to that time or that hour more than anything, because I want to show him responsibility and I want him to know that, when you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. So um, if I don't have time to do some of my stuff and it's not, I haven't done by the time we have to start reading, that I will drop, because I want to make sure that, I'm with him and we're reading that book. But yeah, it's a hard habit to put in place, but you can't get there with discipline. You just have to stick to what you say, and do better in that. But yeah, I have a lot of room for improvement, I will say.
Me too.
It's also a work in progress for me. And thanks be to God for this digital business, because this digital business has really helped me to learn how to organize my priorities. So it's still a work in progress. But as we started this year, that's one of my main goals on how I can improve on my time, setting my priorities right. So what I did is like right now I have sticker notes on my computer, like I say these are the things that I really, based on so many things, I'm talking now right now about business. These are the 5 things I really want to accomplish this week. If I don't accomplish everything, it's fine. At least 1 or 2, and then the following week I'll keep following up on what I didn't finish. Now, honestly speaking, like last week I was working on an ad, a YouTube ad, and it's like my second time doing another one. And I am still on working progress, because I really get overwhelmed doing those advertisements and making them into a video. So it really took my time. And by the time the day ends, I feel my energy is off. But you know what? The first 2 days were a bit hectic, but by the time I was going the third, fourth day, oh, it was becoming easier and easier. Like I tried shooting several videos, and then you look, you're like, no, I need to do another one. And I thank God, because that's why I said it's working progress. And finally, I was able to accomplish that. So there are things that were pending that I didn't finish last week, and I've just carried forward to this coming week. So what I've learned about time management is that, in real sense, you can't really manage time. It's just all about managing and your priorities. And waking up early has been like a game changer for me, because I realize morning hours, I'm able to focus better before the chaos and distractions of the day coming. So those things that are very, very important to me, I try to do them very early in the morning. uh Even if it's just 40 minutes, it doesn't, we always say like it's small steps down. So today I've done 40 minutes of focus with no distraction. The next day I'll do small step, and I feel it's really helping me, because during the day, other responsibility comes in, family, attention, and all that. Then now you start getting a bit overwhelmed. Oh, I didn't do this for the business. Oh, I need to give attention to the business, and you start feeling and really putting yourself down, and yet it's just taking small step. And maybe the first thing to do is just wake up early, even if it's 4 5, and have just 1 hour where you can focus without anyone really distracting you. But it's a work in progress, and I'm so grateful because this business has really helped me to continue improving myself on how I can manage my time. When you are employed, you're just going with the routine of your bosses, do this, do this, and then you come home, you lay on your couch, you really don't think so much on yourself in terms of personal development. So this business is really helping me to learn on how to manage my priorities and keep on improving and become the best version of myself.
Hey,
Like,
Melissa, you mentioned something good there that I want to add to. That you said that you were working on your YouTube ad and it took you some time because you're not used to it. And
Mhm.
a lot of times we may feel overwhelmed with things that we're doing and we're
Yeah.
trying to improve and do better, but that's the beauty of this business. Every day
Mhm.
we're learning something new and we're
Mhm.
improving ourselves and we're adapting and growing. And that's something you don't do when you're not, when you don't have something for you. When you go to work, yeah, I mean, there's some people, because I was one of them. I was always trying to do better too, but at the end you're making developing skills and getting perfection in something that at the end is not going to be for you. You know what I mean? And in
Mhm.
this business, you're improving every day. Every day you're learning something new. And yes, we get overwhelmed when we're trying to put it together and have it the way we want it. But when you finish and you see it, you're like, oh, it was worth my time. So that's the neat part about being a business owner and being the owner of your own time, that you can, you know, yeah, spend more time maybe than you would have want to, but you're spending it on things that are going to be yours and things that you enjoy and things that are going to bring value to your business.
Mhm.
yeah. I just want to add to uh, a lot of things that you guys pointed out. Is another thing that we have to learn, and then like that has been something really hard for me, is to learn to say no. Because like many times you say yes and yes, and then you keep like getting a lot of stuff, and then like you can't do everything, so you feel overwhelmed. So that's one of the things, that advice I will give to people out there, just like learn to say no, and to know how much you can handle, because it gets so overwhelmed when you say yes and then you got a lot of stuff that is coming your way. The other thing that I would say is, focus on your income activities. So those are your priorities, things
Mhm.
that are going to help you. Yes, you can have a list of things, but focus on those ones first, because those are the priorities. And in terms of, like looking for perfection, yeah, we try to, like
Yeah.
focus like, oh no, I don't like this, I'm going to try to make it better. But you know what? Um, at the end of the day, it's about testing and trying. It's perfectionism is not a thing that will help you to push forward. um you have to try, and that's what I keep you going, like to be able to help you to progress. Because if you look for something that it's going to be perfect, you're gonna keep waiting and waiting, and that's not gonna help you. I was one of them that was trying to make it. I remember at the beginning, when I was creating my content, for my business page, I was focusing on spending on decorations and all that, but that takes a lot of time, and it's not really. Yes, you have to make it like visible, but at the same time, you want to make it. The most important is the content, the thing that you are providing to your audience. In that case, for me, um, the other thing I would say, like um, learning. Um,
Isabel,
Isabel. Okay,
mute your camera.
I already did. It's okay.
Okay.
So yeah, the other thing that I would say is when like it's hard, like Isabel was saying, it's hard, like you block a time and then you realize that the time is over and you haven't finished what you were working on. But I was reading about that, and then I think that the only way that you can like make a habit and adjust your time is by it's, it's by it's by making like um trying, and then if you didn't finish, just stop, even though you didn't finish, and just continue on the next task. One thing that they recommend for you to do is time it. So you try this, and you wrote how much time do you spend, and then if you keep doing this, eventually, you're gonna see that you're gonna start speeding up your process, and then eventually you're gonna get on track. What the amount that you schedule, but it takes time to create that habit for you to keep on track. And I'm guilty of it. Like, but now I'm trying to stick it with a. I put like my alarm. Okay, now it's time. To stop. But yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. It's been a learning curve for me when it comes to time management, and I'm still work in progress. But I think I'm much better and than before. But I think I'm gonna apply that one of the writing down, how much time I spend on certain things. Um, for example, like on content, like sometimes I spend too much time. I need to go a little bit faster on that, so I can utilize better my time. But yeah, it's just a matter of applying, trying. Didn't work, okay, modify, you know. But it's gonna be there. Eventually we're gonna get that time management good. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Unless you wanted to add a little bit more. Okay, so let's go to leverage automation. So tools like scheduling apps for posts or automated email systems free up hours in your week. So we covered this on last week talk. So if you haven't watched that live, you can go back and see our previous live where we talk more in detail about the automation, leverage automation. But if we talk a little bit here, we talk about the tools like Meta Business Suite, for example, for Facebook, which is one of the main platforms that we use in our business. So we utilize the scheduling option that they have, and they also have the bulk content, so you can create bulk content and post it ahead of time. So that really saves you time, and then you can focus your time on other areas of your business, so you can keep improving. But there's so many automated tools. But I'll let my co-hosts talk about the other ones. Okay, who wants to go first?
Hi, Isabel. Oh, okay. I was waiting for Isabel. Even as you're talking about leverage automation, I was checking the post that you sent us, and I was like, because I was talking about last week, I was trying to do another YouTube ad, and it really consumed a lot of my time. And I, honestly speaking, in terms of my content, I was a little bit slow. So I haven't really been putting my 100% on leveraging on automation, especially, just scheduling my post for the whole week to make my work easier so that I can focus more on income generating activities. Of course, creating content is also a way of advertising, but we understand that, honestly speaking, if you really want your content to be really good, it can take you time. But just sitting down and I say, you know what, one day I'm gonna just schedule my post for the whole week, because I did try this last year and it really worked for me. There's a time I was not feeling well, and I couldn't like post daily. So I just did my posting for the whole week, and it was such a relief. It was such a relief because it just feels good. Like, oh, 3 p.m. my content is already there. Already people are engaging on it. So this is something I really, really want to apply on it like 100% so that it can save me those small pockets of time and I can do other things that are more important, those things that I can say are my priority, and I want to implement on that on all social media. I don't know how can you automate on Instagram.
Yes.
I haven't tried that. So I want to try, slowly start doing that. I've tried that on Facebook, but I haven't tried on Instagram. So I want to try that and put that into practice in terms of leveraging on automation. And of course, with this business, we've shared this before, so I won't really talk about it. I think we were talking about this last week, how automation really helps us in our business in terms of inquiries that come in. Right now, if someone just registers in one of our websites at this moment, you'll get all the information, direction, steps to do. Everything is just working at the backyard, while we are here doing our go live. And once you decide to become a business partner, taking the small step, this you already have, even if we are a global community, so we don't have the same time zone. So automation really helps us and works for us. Just waking up in the morning and you have a business inquiry from someone all the way from Africa while I'm here in Mexico. So those are the beauty things that we really enjoy in this business. And I can see a lot of online businesses, they are also using automation to leverage their business so that they can grow their audience and get the right customers that they are actually targeting for. Yeah.
Yeah, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I signed up for a workshop, and they were talking a lot about automation. But
Mhm.
thankfully, in this business, we don't have to worry about the automation part from the funnel and all that because it's already included in the business. And I was just so thankful that I had that because they were talking about the end, how much you have to pay to get that set up. And it's a lot of money that you have to pay to get a funnel and a business set up, in automation. The other things that we have, that we can use automation is like for our personal content on our business pages. And honestly, I don't do it all the time. I do it like if I know I'm gonna be going to some place where I'm not gonna have good signal, then I do it ahead of time. But I don't
Mhm.
do that on the daily basis. I just do it when needed more than anything. But it's good to know that you have that you're able to do that ahead of time. And I know some people go in and schedule their content for the whole week and they don't have to bother with that anymore. But I'm more about doing it the day of, because I got to be in the feeling of doing
Mhm.
it,
Yeah,
and doing something that
exactly.
connects with what I'm going through instead of just making
Mhm.
something, you know to have content. So I like automation, and I like how you have that benefit of doing that if you need it, or if you want to make your life easier, especially for busy moms. When you have small children, when you have more than one specialist, it's hard to stay on task as much as other people can, because you got to meet the needs of your children before you meet the needs of the business. But yeah, automation, I think, is one of the biggest benefits that any digital business can have, because it brings in so much from that. You don't have to be awake 24 hours to have your business running. You don't have to neglect your family just to be doing the business, because a lot is done for you in the background, with this automation that we have in the business. So I really enjoy that part as well.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So the next one is setting boundaries. So it's easy to let work spill over to personal time. So setting clear work hours and sticking to them is key to avoiding burnout. So, and that's true. You want to make sure that you set up boundaries and so you don't get distracted. Um, So before you guys start talking, we have a comment here from Patsy. Patsy won, and she say, "Good job." Thank you, Patsy, for watching. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Yeah, so setting boundaries. I think setting boundaries is really important. Especially, when for the parents, like when they have to create those boundaries, so the kids don't come when they're doing the business, but the kid also, the family also understand that, when are the hours that you're going to be available to spend time with them, and they understand, what are the hours that you're going to be spending on your business. Another thing that I read, like about this setting boundaries is for them to be able to understand, you need to set up a space in your place, in your house,
Mhm.
that is for your working area. So that way, when they see you that you're in this space, they know that you are working, and they cannot cross that boundary. So they have to wait until you finish. Other people use like a whiteboard or something like a corn board, and they put, the times that they're working, the working hours, and the times that their family time hours. So the family, they just check the time, and they say, okay, that's when my mom or dad is available, to be with us, and this is the time that they're working. So that's another way that you can set up in your home, so they understand, your working hours, and then when they're gonna be available for to be with the family. So yeah, so they understand that. So it's kind of like a communication with your family, so they understand when you're working and when you're available for them. Anyone?
No, I'm waiting for Isabel to talk. Okay, let me go first. So, anyway, setting boundaries. I work from home, and honestly speaking, all of us, we have 24 hours. It doesn't matter whether you have, all of us, we have the same hours, and it's the things that we are discussing here, it's all about how you're managing your time. So talking about setting boundaries, I have had to really work on this, considering that I'm working from home. And there's always that mentality that if you're working from home, you have all the time. Eh, you know? And when you're working, when you're with your computer, sometimes the family will not understand that, the concept of working from home and having a computer with you. I think people have not really sort of got it into their mind that you can be at home and working. Like in real sense, you need to leave the house and go somewhere and work so that you can look like you're working. I don't know if I'm making sense with what I'm saying, but there are so many distractions that come in sometimes when you're working from home, and hence it's very, very important to set those boundaries. I happened to have traveled during the Christmas period, New Year last year, and honestly speaking, I felt overwhelmed because I was like, I need to show up for my business, but at the same time, family was here. So I remember like that day on 20, is it just jumping into the new year? Is it jumping? Going into the new year 2025, and I was like, I don't want to miss on all these things, but then the family is there, and I'm like, uh, and so I told them in advance. So you know what? I have some few minute meetings before New Year, so kindly give me the space. So that's what I was doing, because I communicated, and now with time they're learning to understand that, hey, when they see me on the computer, like they need to give me, that boundary. Like right now, I've already communicated with my family members, just close the door. Like I have a go live, and actually I received a call when we were just starting here, a very important call. Like I'm like, is it important? That's the first question I asked. Is it a very, very important thing or no? Because I'm doing a go live. No, it's not important. Okay, can we talk later? So just expressing your desire so that family members and friends can understand that when we are at home, you also need some time to not be distracted. And that's why I was talking about, for me, the importance of waking up early in the morning, because at least I know I can focus on 1 hour, because family is very important. But thankfully to God, right now they understand. The minute they see me with a computer, they give me the space and they give me the boundaries. Once they see the door is locked, they give me the boundaries. And but before then, it was not, oh, let's go, somewhere. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, it's really important to communicate to family members and everyone for them to know that working from home also, you also need that space, and just to set those boundaries so that you can work effectively without being distracted. Otherwise, a day will just end and you've not done anything because you just got distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have problems with boundaries because, like you said, when they see me in my space with my computer, they know, oh, she's doing something, and so they peek in and they
Mhm.
leave. Sometimes they'll come in and they just looking to see who I'm talking to, but just to be funny, but they know I'm working. It's another story though. When I have my grandson here, he doesn't understand boundaries. He'll come, he'll jump on me, he'll be grabbing everything. He wants to start typing. Like, it's hard when you have small children. So that's why, I know a lot of moms in the business that they do their business while their kids are sleeping or before they
Yeah.
wake up or whatever, because I understand it's hard to do it when you have little ones that still don't understand that boundary part, and you can start training them, but it takes a while to get there, with small children. um, but I had a hard time more with my parents and my siblings with these boundaries because they expect me to jump every time they say, hey, we need you,
Mhm.
hey, come over here, oh, let's go do this. And I used to tell them, I'm in a meeting. And one of my sisters said, do you do meetings all day? I said, no, I don't do meetings all day, but when I have my meetings, I'm gonna be there. She's like, well, can you not miss a meeting? I'm like, I can miss all the meetings if I want to, but if I really want to do this business, I want to be in the meetings. It's not that I have to, it's more that I want to be there. It's self-development. I'm learning, so I can't leave every time. And they're the ones having a hard time with the boundary part. But as far as my kids and my husband, they understand perfectly. Okay, when they see me grabbing my, because I'll be doing the whole thing, grabbing my computer, grabbing my light, grabbing my phone. I have my notepad, and they know, okay, she's doing something, let's leave her alone. So it's funny how people start to understand, and they know that you take it serious too. Like, if they knew that I was just like messing around, they probably wouldn't give me my space. But since they know that this really means a lot to me, they give me my space and they go do their own thing while I'm working on my business. So that's it really means a lot to me because it took time to get there with
Mhm.
them. Because at the beginning, my kids and my husband too, they used to like come in and look, and they'll give me the look like, when are you going to be done? But now they
Mhm.
don't. I can be here sitting for hours or whatever, and they don't make faces, they don't say anything. So now they know, but at the beginning it was hard.
Yeah, no, it's true. Because they don't understand at the beginning, but after that
Yeah.
they see it, and that's when they start seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for our next slide. So remember, productivity is about working smarter, not harder. So what are some of your favorite time saving strategies? So you can share them with us, in the comments. So we will be happy to read them. So our next point is adapting to new skills and tools. So on this one, we're going to be talking about starting small, taking advantages of community resources, and keeping a growth mindset. Okay, um, so adapting to the new skills and tools. So the digital space is constantly evolving, as we know. So staying ahead means embracing change. But let's be real, learning new tools or strategies can feel intimidating at first, and that we all know. Anything that we don't know at first, like we're like struggling at the beginning. So here are some approaches that have worked for us. So start small. We're gonna start with for the first one. So focus on mastering one new tool or platform at a time instead of trying to learn everything all at once. And that is true. For me, like advertising. that was a whole new world for me. I
Mhm.
like for example, like YouTube, you know, like
I think for all of us, Sandy.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I
still
for example,
learning.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead, Melissa.
No. Okay. Should I start? Okay. I was just trying to agree with what you're saying. You're talking about adapting to new skills and tools, and we all said we can acknowledge that, we normally do advertisement, for any aspiring entrepreneurs who like to start, their own digital business. That's our main core way of targeting our customers. So advertisement is one of the key things at some point when you're going through your training, and you need to start learning. So I like the way, like, you need to start small, because I don't know, there's that human nature that we just want to master everything all at once, and actually we start overwhelming ourselves. That's why I think I love, that quote of, work smarter, not harder, and giving yourself the grace, because most of the time we don't give ourselves the grace. We forget that we are human beings. All of us, we don't have the same way of adapt. There are some who will get it very quickly. Maybe it's their passion. Already being on camera is not a big deal. But for some people, and I know I'm in that category, like, it's taken me time, and I like it because it helped me to get out of my comfort zone. And that's one of the beauty things about this business. Some things that we thought we could not do it, and we thought probably it's for only people who have the talent, they can do it. We just realize that's just a limiting belief, because you've not tried it for you to actually, you've not tried it, and you're not trying. I'm saying you try the first time, the second time. There's one motivational thing we were listening yesterday, and you can remember that one, of like just being bold and trying something and acknowledging to yourself, like, what, I can try the first time and I fail. But don't give up. Try the second time, try the third time. This is my second time I'm trying, like, a YouTube ad, and I'll keep doing it, because for sure I can see improvement in myself, improvement in camera, and just actually even starting to enjoy. And I'm so grateful, because it's a way of just giving myself that grace, and starting small, and I'm getting used to how to. Now I'm starting to learn how to edit, because the first time I did my ad, I was looking for someone to edit for me, but right now, I learned the first ad. I learned, my mentor showed me a little bit, and I got the interest to learn more. And of course, Sandy has been coming in here helping us. Sandy is very good in, using these tools, Canva and all that. Some few trainings here and there, and I'm starting to enjoy it. Like yesterday, when you were doing the training and all that, I was starting to enjoy it, and I'm actually almost finishing, and actually just doing them better and improving. Like doing them professional. So it's a learning journey, and I like the way, I don't know, should I talk about at that point about the mindset or not yet? Seems like I'm talking about everything.
Um, oh, you can talk a little bit. Yeah, sure. It's okay.
Yeah, so everything is the mindset, because see, if I tried the first time and it was not good, I could have said, oh, this is not for me. Nah, there are people who have the talent, and you start really limiting yourself and putting yourself down. Yeah. But thankfully for to this community, you have people who are really working with you by the side. They see things within you that actually you don't see. And that's why you have someone who is working here, and they tell you, you can, you can. I've seen people who are in the verge of actually giving up, but the last minute things worked. Maybe they tried the first time, it didn't work the second time. And when they were in the urge of giving up, and just sitting down and reflecting on themselves and asking themselves, going through their mind and saying, you know what, let me keep trying, let me keep trying. So I think that's what I can quickly share about this thing. All these things, the tools, they help us to get out of our comfort zone, improve on our skills. Our skills on how to communicate, use tools to improve our content, and so on and so on. So everything starts with the mind, and every day we need to keep working on our mindset. Because every day is not the same. life challenges will come in here and there, even in the business. Sometimes you have personal issues that we are going through in the business. But you know what? I like it because actually, even those days when I have low moments in my day and we do this go lives, I feel my energy has been uplifted and I'm like, yes, I really feel energized to keep going. And that's the beauty of having a community, the community. Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to go, Isabel, or you want to go? Me? Okay. Yeah. For me, for example, if I go back to the YouTube advertising, I like this was a whole new world to me. So when I started, I didn't understand a thing. Like I went to the workshops and I watched and it was like just things that I was listening, but I couldn't understand. But I keep going every workshop. And then little by little starting to pick up some things, some things there. And then when I started my advertising, again, I didn't know anything about it, but I started to play with the buttons and then and see, okay, how this works, and then try there, try that. So that's how I learned to pick up some things. So when I went to those workshops again, then I understand some things that they were saying. But yeah, it's a learning curve. But one thing I would say, like even if you don't understand, just go and watch and watch and watch. Eventually, you're gonna be able to understand. Um, but yeah, it's a matter of repetition and repetition for something that is new, and don't feel frustrated because it's normal if when we don't know something, like you have to learn little by little. You cannot learn everything at once. For those people that already know that, it took also time to learn all that. Same thing, like when I started to learn to edit, I was doing, I had a YouTube channel and I didn't know anything about editing. Okay, so I went to the YouTube and then start watching channels how to do this, and then I was trying, practicing. So it's just learning little by little. That's the best way to do it. Don't try to overwhelm yourself to try to do things big, because you're gonna feel frustrated, and then eventually you're gonna give up. So just start small. um, do your training, what you have to do. Or do your research if you have to do research. And then watch and practice, and then keep attending workshops if there is workshops for you, like we have workshops. So keep attending those workshops, and then so you will be eventually understanding better and better and better, and then eventually you're gonna master that skill. But yeah, you gotta start small, because that's the only way to be able to acquire that knowledge and be an expert then. And you're gonna be able to teach others, maybe finding a
Mhm.
better way to teach them. So okay, what about you, Isabel?
Well, when I started, it was very overwhelming to me because I didn't know anything. I literally didn't know anything. And just, trying to find, because I was doing the training and they will say, okay, you go to Facebook and you got to do this and this. But I wasn't familiar with the platform. So I was like, okay. And here I was, looking everywhere and trying to find it. And at first it was overwhelming to the point where I was getting mad at myself, like, why can't you find this? Like, why is it so hard to you? But then I decided, okay, is you don't have to get mad over that. If you really want to make a living out of this, you got to take it and enjoy it. You have to enjoy the things, and you really have
Mhm.
to like the things that you do. At the beginning, I was afraid. I had so many concerns. Sorry, guys. I had so many concerns because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I think everything was getting to my head. Like I was putting so much pressure on me. Like nobody was putting pressure on me. I was the one doing it to myself, trying to learn everything at once. And I was trying to, in my head, think of, oh my God, what if this person sees me doing this? What are they going to say? And it was just too much. So at one point I was like, just do it and have fun with it,
Have
really
fun.
enjoy this learning curve, because
Mhm.
it is something that you're doing for yourself. And now, like Melissa said, when we don't have meetings, when we don't have anything, and like let's say for a whole day, I don't hear anybody
Mhm.
about the business, I don't do any lives, I don't do any Zooms, I don't do any meetings, I feel like something's missing. I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm missing something. And at the beginning, I used to panic about going live, but now I enjoy it. And yes, I started out with Facebook. I didn't want to mess with anything else. I'm like, you don't know anything, so let's start with one. And I started out with Facebook, and then, you know, um, as the time has gone by, now I have like maybe four different ones, four different platforms that I use. But at the beginning, I was just like focused on one. I'm like, you have to really know how to do one before you go to the other one. Otherwise, you're really going to be overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And I love the fact that we can learn from different apps on how to do things. And at the beginning too, I was like, I'm just gonna wait till somebody shows me how to do it. Well, now I'm going in and I'm messing around trying to put stuff together. I'm like, if other people can do it, I can do it too. So, I'm taking, like, I have gotten to the point where I'm taking this serious. Like, this is what I want to do. This is what I enjoy doing. And if I want to really do this, I have to master something. So, last week I was talking to Sandy, and I'm like, Sandy, we really got to get into the training of certain things and really master those things, because if we want to be, good in this business, we have to know those things. So today we started our training on different things that we want to learn, and I really enjoy that. I made my notebooks, I personalized all my notebooks, and right now I'm working on doing some other things, because I really want to have everything organized, and I want to know what I'm doing, and I want to know how it's done, so that when somebody asks a question, like Sandy said, it'll be like doing multiplication. Okay, I know the answer to that. So that's how good I want to get in this. And yes, you have to start small, but at some point you have to see your potential, and you have to know that the answer to getting better is knowing all the details about the things that you want to do. You have to master those things, and you have to be good at it.
Yeah, you touch one good point here, and this is for those starting their online business. I just want good advice to you guys. Um, we are here as a mentors. We're gonna be here to guiding you, okay? But at the end of the day, you have to take action and ownership of your business. So if you really want to improve, you have to do it. You have to go over your comfort zone, and start doing the things on your own, doing, like researching, not relying too much and depend of your mentor, because then you're not growing. You're always finding the easy way out. You got to start taking ownership, because remember, you're going to be the future leader of your
Yeah.
team. So you got to be able to teach them. So if you don't put in your interest now on your business, how are you going to be able to help them?
No,
So
Sandy, something else I learned is that you have to take responsibility. You're responsible. You're an adult now. You're not a kid. And all the time we're, always blaming somebody else for the things that have happened in our lives. And, as kids, we're always, or when we are growing up, we're like, oh yeah, because of my mom, she didn't let me do this, or my dad didn't show me how to do that. And we're always finding somebody to blame. But at the end of the day, we are adults now. We have to take responsibility. What can you do to improve yourself? What can you do to be better without blaming anybody? Yes, we all have different limitations. We have different circumstances. But at the end, this is the time to change that. Like, you're not, a child anymore. You have to take that first step and start changing the things that you didn't like, or the things that you want to do different. So take responsibility is a big key in a key factor in all this.
Yeah, because this is your business. So you gotta think it as a business. If you start thinking it as a you are like an employee, then this is not gonna work. You gotta start thinking as an entrepreneur. And then entrepreneur go out of the outside of the box, you know.
Problem
They go and
solvers.
research. Yes, problem solvers. Yes.
Yeah.
Focus on solution, you know. Um, open to opportunities. So they don't see setback; they learn from setbacks. So that's what you have to do. You have to start taking ownership and then start doing it and acting and stepping out of your comfort zone, because that's the only way that you're going to start growing on yourself and your business. So that's our tip for you guys. Okay,
Let me
so
quickly add on something, Sandy. As you're talking, you and Isabel, when we come here, we are digital business owners, and we are just being authentic, and hence when we say that this is a business that does not require you to have any experience, like we start, many start, most of us, don't have any digital business experience when you're starting. We started from, let me say, depending, people are different. Maybe there are those who had little knowledge about Canva. Actually, when I got to know, for example, at Canva, when I started my digital business, StreamYard, I didn't know about those things. So this is a business that does not require you any prior experience. As long as you are a person who is willing to learn, you are a person who is ambitious and you want to learn a new skill. For me, this is an amazing business opportunities, because if you are to start your own digital business by yourself, we know it's more expensive. You need to build your own funnel. For us, when we say, that $149, going to so many things, weekly business mastermind, where you get to learn. Last week we were learning about what? Instagram, you remember? Instagram and Facebook, last week on our weekly business mastermind. So this business opportunity is amazing for anyone who really wants to learn. And starting on the business, yes, you have a mentor, just the way you said, and remembering that you are the CEO of your own business. You can't keep blaming your mentor, and I don't, because actually right now the training has really been upgraded. All the answers are out there
mhm,
for you if you are a person who is willing to learn. Yeah.
yes, that's correct. So you got all the tools, no excuse. You just gotta
No
take
excuse.
action and ownership for your business. Um, so our second point is take advantage of community resources. So one of the biggest advantage of our business is having a supportive community. We're lucky to have one in our online business. So if you're struggling with something, don't hesitate to ask for help. Chances are someone has been in your shoes, which is many cases, and can offer guidance. So, yeah, this is one thing that we are so grateful to have in our community, because I think the community is one of the things that is a key to having our success that we have. Because you always have someone that will be there, whenever you ask questions 24/7 because of our global online community. And we celebrate small and big wins. Um, so there's always someone there to help you out on, like, if you don't know something, you can ask and they can guide you, like, and teach you, something that you don't know. So we learn from each other. Actually, it doesn't matter if you are ahead of the game, because that person, someone who is maybe starting might know something on a topic that you don't know, and then you can learn from them. So everyone learn from each other. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. So yeah, so it's amazing to have that advantage of that. And that's only, we're talking about the community right now, but there's also, all the training that we have, as a resource that we have for the community, like you mentioned, Melissa. So you got really all the tools that you need to be able to succeed. So take advantage of those tools that you have available to you, um, and to be able to succeed. Anyone wants to add?
Yeah, you know, Sandy, our community, in our community, we have so many resources, and they're there. There's trainings of all types. There's so many things that we can take advantage of, because we don't have to pay for that. It's there for us to use. And besides all the resources that we have, you know, we have people who have gone through the things that we're going through, that we can ask questions. You know, we have daily drop-ins, like the meetings that we have, where we can go in and ask questions and stuff. So this business really offers so many resources that you don't find, or you don't have for free in other places. And really, if we don't know something, if we're not really learning in something that we need for our business, is because we don't want to. It's simple down to that, because everything is there. All the trainings are there. You know, we have to take the time to invest in learning. Like, we want all the answers, we want to get all the business, we want to get all the results, but we're not taking time to really invest in the training. We're not taking the time to invest in growing and learning more. So um you know, I was thinking about it last week about this, and I'm like, you know, I can't just sit down and wait. I wasn't sitting down and waiting, but I wasn't really going all the way in like I should have from the beginning. And now I'm like, okay, I really have to learn. You know, I have to invest time in all this. And I have made a point to really go in and check out all the resources, all the trainings, all the things, especially for the things that I'm going to use, because not everybody uses everything that we have. But if I want to do something and I want to really do it right, I need to invest that time. And a lot of times that's where we fail, because you know, even when people are making inquiries about the business, and the first thing we tell them, well, the first step is to go in and register to watch a 90-minute webinar, and they're like, 90 minutes, I don't have time for that. Well, if you don't have time to do that, and that's, you know, a requirement, or is where you're gonna get the knowledge, where you're gonna learn, then how are you gonna move on in the business if you don't want to invest time? Like, time is money. You have to invest time in developing yourself, in growing yourself, and in getting more knowledge, so you can do better in what you're doing. And you know, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty about saying I don't have time. Yes, we do have time. It's just making the choice to invest that time. And you have to do that if you want to make a difference. So I really like the resources. I mean, we have everything. We even have books. You know, we have it all. So there shouldn't be excuses about why we don't know a certain topic, but we want everything catered to us. We want everything done for us, and we don't want to really take the time to go in and learn something, you know, with our own time. So
Yeah.
I had a little bit touched on this, but I'll just quickly add on the aspect of how our community is also, building leaders, and like recently our weekly business mastermind, we have other people who are showing up and leading the weekly business mastermind. And beside that, when you start the business, you're starting on with a mentor, someone who is going to guide you, in the business, but it doesn't mean that you just need to stick there with your mentor. You need to be an open person who is interacting with other business partners, in the community, so that they can, you can get resourceful ideas from them. Let's take, for example, my mentor is all the way from UK. None of you here, we have different mentors, but I personally, I took the advantage of knowing people, when they have challenges out there. I try to get into a challenge, and that's how I get to know people, and then from there I get to know the knowledge that they have, and I get to learn something from them. So that's, for me, it's another way of taking advantage of community and learning, getting information that is helpful to you as a person. Like, I have actually learned a lot, just doing engaging myself in the challenges that we have in the community, yearly challenges that we have in the community. And from there, we get to be put into the groups. That's how I got to know Sandy, and then from Sandy I got to know Isabel. And for me, that's another way of growing yourself, and just looking for ways to expand yourself, expand your knowledge, and become better in the business. Just like Isabel said, even me, for me, I think, that's the way we are saying this year. Our how should I call it? Our theme for this year in our business is like the year of reboot. The year of reboot is year 24. Like, you're rebooting yourself. So I'm so much into it. Like, I'm on fire for it. And my mentality is more on focusing on what I can, like really 100% trying the best on what I can, and what I am not in control of, I leave it. Because I think, for me, the challenges that I have been through, and even maybe you can resonate with this, is sometimes we are putting our energy on things that we are not in control of. So hence we keep absorbing negative energy, we keep limiting ourselves, and you're not in control of that. You know what you're not in control of, just put it to God in prayers, and God will take control of that. But I'm in control of, doing what I can in this business, showing up right here, doing the go lives. I'm in control of that. I'm in control of setting small goals that I can achieve. I'm in control of that. Things that I'm not in control of, I live completely, because that's God's work. The only thing I can do is have faith, put into action in what God is telling me I need to do in my business, and of course with other areas of my life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point that you touched, Melissa. And this one is good for those who are watching this, and for those that are already, in their journey as a business owner. Um, don't focus on the long term goal, because
Mm-hmm.
if you focus on the long term goals, um, you're gonna get disappointed because you want things faster, and if it doesn't work the way that you want, you get frustrated, and then through frustration, then eventually you get not motivated anymore, and then after that is you're quitting all the
Quitting.
effort that you started, you know so focus on, when we say, start small, focus on that. Focus on the things that you can do now to improve, and then move on to the next one, and next one, and next one. What happens is, when you focus on the small stuff, and you accomplish those one, and you move to the next one, everything, all the success that you're looking for on the long term, guess what? It's gonna come to you. So just focus on those, enjoy your journey, and then you're gonna be able to reach your long-term goal. But forget about the long-term goal, because like Melissa mentioned, those are things that we cannot take control over. The things that we are doing, those are the things that we have control. So what is the things that we have control? Do your training,
Mm-hmm.
attend those workshops. There's workshops available for you. Attend those workshops. Watch the replays if you cannot watch it. But stay plugged into the business. Keep learning, keep growing, and that will take you to your main goal, and enjoy your journey. There's gonna be setbacks, but you know what? Bounce back and continue. Learn from what it happened to you. Look for a solution or what you needed to learn, depending on what kind of setback you have, and move on and keep going. Be consistent, be persistent, and be resilient, and you're gonna get to where you want to go. Okay, so any other uh, no? Okay, so the next one is keep a growth mindset. So remember, every expert was once a beginner, so it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we grow. So yes, so mindset is the thing, like, it really helps us to keep having an open minded, to see the things that are in front of us, not to be close minded, and just see it as a black and white. There's other colors there that you can see, just in a metaphor. Um, so that's, like, you just keep learning, reading books. We have so many books in our training, that it keeps you, like, learning different things, like leadership, motivation, how to be more resilient, how to overcome self-doubts, because many of us, we come to this journey with self-doubt. So how do how you can overcome those self-doubts, how to gain more confidence. And
Mhm.
just this Saturday, I think it was Saturday, we had one motivation video that we watched, and it was about gaining confidence. So the only way to gain confidence is by doing it. That's how you gain confidence. Um, you just have to do it. And if you fail the first time, keep going and doing it until you're gonna uh, reach it. So, like, for example, a good example of that will be the no. Go for the no. So you're gonna get a no first, a no second, but eventually you will get a yes. And a good example are these of failures are the two brothers that built the airplane and the colonel from the Kentucky Fried Chicken. He didn't give up, even though they closed the door every time that what he was trying to sell his recipe, and nobody wants it, until eventually someone say yes. And today, we have Kentucky Fried Chicken all over the world. Anyway.
Yeah, I am so grateful. Even as we are talking about the growth mindset, man, I've come a long way. The things that we are talking about here, using new skills and tools, plugging into the community, and getting tips on how to do things. And you're talking about the and like I love the morning power, and they've really been helpful to me nowadays, and especially with the concept that I have people who are accountable for me. And of course, in my heart, I'm like, I need to show up, but I don't remember how that quote says. Like they say, when you walk alone, you will go far. I don't remember it, but if you go walk with people, or people who have the same goals with you, you'll go even more further. And personal development is one of my key goals this year. And since we are entrepreneurs, of course, reading books is one of our major goals, because we are entrepreneurs. We want to learn things. We want to get to keep going even when challenges come. Like, you've just mentioned about, the challenges those entrepreneurs went through, but we see like they failed, so if they failed and eventually they succeeded, so even me, it doesn't mean like if I get the first no, I'll eventually get a yes at some point. And
We lost audio from Elisa.
I'm muted.
I don't know. You were talking, and then eventually the audio went off. Do you mind just repeating what you
Oh,
were saying?
sorry. I don't know what happened. Sorry for that. I
No,
was
no worries.
just talking about personal development is key for me, and that's one of my target for this year. Business is of course one of it, and of course, other things that also are related in how I can improve myself and become a better person. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Melissa.
Yeah, I think when we come into the business, some more than others, we don't have the confidence because we don't really know, or we don't have the experience in what we're getting ourselves into. And that's why we're like, our mindset is not in where it needs to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I can speak for myself. When I came in, I was scared of everything and anything. I was so afraid, because I knew that I wanted to do this, but I didn't have any of the experience that I needed. And so, I was always afraid to do something because I was afraid to mess up. I was afraid that I was gonna do something that couldn't be fixed. Even though I was following a training and everything, and I really didn't have the confidence in me that I could learn or that I could, you know, get skills that I didn't have. I was always doubting myself. And the good thing about this business is that you have all the resources, you have all the training, you have your mentor, you have your coach, and then you have the community. And the answer is within you. Like, you have to really be the one who steps out and put your feet in the water to know, to test it out. You can't have other people, like, other people can tell you as many times, that you can do it, that you can do it, that yes, you have what it takes. But if you don't believe in yourself, if you really don't um, believe in you, you're gonna keep doing the same things that you're doing, and you're gonna keep sabotaging yourself just because you're afraid of getting out of your comfort zone. And like, a good example of people that have failed and now are millionaires, that really have a lot. You have Elon Musk, that started out and everybody was looking at him like he was crazy with all his ideas. And yes, he fell and he fell, and things didn't come out right at the first time. And I don't think they have for anybody that have tried something. I don't think they got the answer that they wanted with the first try. And that's what life is about. Yes, you're gonna fail. Yes, you're gonna make mistakes. But if you keep on doing the things that you're doing and you really get yourself into it, trying to learn and observe and get the knowledge that you need to get somewhere, you're gonna do it. Because it is there's so many proof of other people, that are well known today, that they didn't give up on their dreams and they made them work. But the thing is, we're so easy about giving up because we want results, for yesterday, and we have not even started. So we really have to be mindful of that you're going to get the result of the work that you put in. So keep working, and don't give up, and keep investing in you. Like, this is the most valuable thing that you have. Keep investing in your knowledge, keep investing in your learning, and you'll see the difference that you can make.
Yeah, you pointed out a good point there. We want to see results, but have you put the work? How can you see results if you haven't put the work? You gotta put the work in order to start seeing results. So be ready, because if you have results but you're not ready, how are you gonna help the other person? So you gotta put the work first in order to see the results. And unfortunately, the topic is amazing. But we still have another part that we're not going to be able to complete today. So there's going to be a part 2 for next Monday. Um, so we're just going to end this one. So what's a new tool or skill you have recently learned that's made a difference in your business? So put it in the comments and let us know what is a tool that you made a difference in your business, and share it with us. So saying that, well, we have arrived to the end of our live. Just give me a sec here. I'm going to have to skip a lot of this. Okay, so we're going to say this one for now, for today. So every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise, okay? So it's not about avoiding challenges. It's about how we face them and how we grow from them. So remember that. Well, that's not going to be for next Monday because we didn't finish. But yeah, so if you want to learn, how to start your online business and start earning online, you can send us a message and we'll be happy to let you know how you can do that. Also, we're happy to to help you to get set up with the tools and strategies to make it simple and effective. So let me so again, if you want to learn, how you can start earning online, just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we are going to send you invitation to watch the webinar. So, what are you going to be watching in the webinar? Well, in the webinar, you're going to learn how our business plan work, and also you get to hear testimonials from members of our community. In this case, we're going to be telling you who were the panelists and hosts from last Thursday's live webinar. So they will be sharing, why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has helped them to, in their life, how this online business has transformed their lives. Um, in addition to that, on that email, once you register, you will receive also a link to register for our live webinar. So on that link, it will take you to a page that will have two buttons. So one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays. So you can register for either one or for both of them. Um, in addition to that, you also get an invitation to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and also more information about the business. Just to remind you, our live webinar is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from last Thursday's live webinar.
Okay. So from our last webinar, which was on Thursday, these are the panelists and the host. So our host was Elena, and Elena used to work 2 to 3 jobs, and now she's a job quitter and running this digital business full time. We also had Tatiana. Tatiana, by profession, she's a social worker. Kamitra, she's a former civil engineer and now running this amazing digital business. We also had Liliana. Liliana, by profession, she's a projects director.
Okay, we also had Lillian. She's a data analyst, a statistician. Shirley is a healthcare worker. Jen, a former mortgage specialist and realtor. And Nancy, a cleaning services indoors and outdoors. So these were our hosts and panelists from last Thursday. If you register on our websites, we will send you the replay from last Thursday. But remember that we have live webinars every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys don't have time to watch it during our live, don't worry, you can still register. We will send you the replay so you can watch it at your free time.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. And yes, we also want to let you know that our replays have subtitles in any languages, and our live webinar has subtitles now in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So if you guys want to catch up the replay before tomorrow's live webinar, you already know what to do. Just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. Also for those watching the replay, thank you so much. To our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for supporting us, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. For those who doesn't follow us, you can follow us on the top here on the screen. We have our Facebook business page, so you get to know us a little bit more, who we are, what is the content that we post in our pages, and about the business opportunity that we are showing you. So thank you for all your emojis, for all your comments. And let us know in the comments if you enjoy today's topic, or if you have any tips, any comments about it, or if you want to learn more about the business opportunity that we are showing you. Please put it in the comments, or you can send us a private message. Saying that, we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday, and for some parts of the world, it's already Tuesday. So happy and blessed Tuesday, and happy and blessed week ahead, the week ahead. I think that's how we say it. So thank you, everyone. God bless you all. And until the next episode of the Global Digital Success Talk. Bye, everyone. Thank you for
Digital
watching.
success.